All right, guys, this is the first live session that I'm posting of my coaching. And I want to just give you the backstory before we go into the session. So I've been working with Adrian probably a little over a year now, and he was a real estate agent, and we worked together on that for some time, but now he's in a space of getting ready to fully transition out of real estate and into building his new company, which he's been working on for a while, but hasn't been able to fully transition quite yet. And you'll see that in the session, in the space that he's at. And he used real estate, as I did, as a vehicle to create his dream, right? His dream and his passion is music ultimately. And that's what he used real estate as. And he was a very successful real estate agent, could make money at any given time in the business, but now wants to feed his passion. And that's the space he's in. So you'll see that along the way and you'll watch it unfold. It's really interesting, and we'll continue to work together. But here is where you get to see the real struggles, whether you're in a position of transitioning into real estate now or eventually want to transition out of real estate. You get to see it live right now, the real struggles that take place and the narratives that we start to play in our mind and the things that we start to do and say. And it's just kind of cool to relate to, because Adrian's well on his way and he's going to be extremely successful. He's successful in anything that he does. But that's the thing. It's like making money isn't the hard part. Making money doing what you love is the hard part, and getting there and having the courage to get there. And I talk a lot about that in my other videos, if you guys seen. But it's so cool to see it play out in somebody else. So Adrian gave me permission to share this video with you guys, and in hopes that it helps some of you and get excited, but also get to a better understanding that everybody goes through this. It is difficult to take big leaps. It is difficult to transition or to pivot. And although we may be able to see something different, understanding what may go on in our mind during these times is important, because we can just kind of vibe and resonate with other people. So being an entrepreneur is a difficult thing to do. Being in an all-commission job is a difficult thing to do. So we're all here to help bring each other up. So I hope you guys enjoy. And if you have any other questions after the video, let me know. You know that all my information is in the description. If you're interested in coaching with me, there's a link to a free discovery call to chat a little bit more with me about that. Also my email if you want to reach out, and a link to become a real estate agent if you want to take the course. So here we go. Enjoy the session. Do you feel that you focus more on the outcome rather than the process?
Can you give me an example of that?
Well, when I hear you say that you feel like you're ready, so you dump all your money into a place where you're not ready, and then you have to backtrack. So I'm wondering where we can go as to just get you to reach milestones along the way until you start reaching goals. And then it'll be the next goal, and then it'll be the next goal. But rather than coming where your goal is here, coming here and then jumping to here, dumping it in and then having to backtrack, go back here, and then moving here and then dumping it in and then coming back and being like, shit, wait, not yet. And then coming here, same thing. Instead of continuously dumping your money into something you're not ready for, rather taking smaller steps and going in a straight line rather than hop, skipping, jumping forwards, backwards, which will be part of the process at times. But I wonder if you're focusing more on the outcome than the process.
What I think it is, it's just there's I don't think okay. So the shortcut would be having someone to have done it to show me the way to go and tell me what to do. Because I don't have that, I have to figure it out on my own, which means a lot more failing and a lot more trying to figure it out, which is what you see happening. It's because I don't have someone to tell me, hey, do this, do that. I'm, making the decision to, or thinking I know what will work and then find out that it's not working. Basically, it's fail and fail fast. is what I'm doing. And that's because I don't have that person to point me in the right direction. And literally, I'm coming from nothing. I'm coming from used to living in shelters to trying to build a successful business. So I have zero people around me to help me, show me the way. So I'm trying to figure it out on my own. And by figuring it out on my own, I have to read all these books. I have to make mistakes. If I don't make mistakes, I'll never learn.
Of course.
So I read, or I progress. I hit an obstacle. That obstacle sets me back. I have to figure out the problem, figure out the solution, and then attack that problem again until I get to the next level. And then the next problem comes.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. And that's all because I don't have that person to guide me or tell me what I should do. And again, figuring it out.
Well, that comes up a lot in our sessions, that you're always kind of seeking a mentor or a team or something along those lines, which hasn't come yet and I think will come in the future. But how do you feel about accepting the fact that you may be building this alone for a little while, this business?
I'm 100% okay with that. I just know that having someone there will speed up the process or prevent or get me there faster. Because again, it's not about me. By me making it, a lot of other people are going to become successful as well, because I'm going to be sharing the information I learned and helping other people get there as well, which is why I'm okay with this process. I'm okay with this process because, like I said, I don't think I'm ready for all the success that's going to happen yet, until I learn how to do it. It's like
well, that narrative goes a lot along with how you say that you make a lot of money and then you coast, right? Because you're not ready. And like you're almost, do you feel that you might have a fear of succeeding because it goes along with our last session? You don't know what you do with the money.
It's kind of a mixed feeling of both.
Because it's interesting. Yeah, the narrative goes along with what you say, because you say you make a lot of money and you could be a millionaire in any sector of your life. But once you start making money and doing really well, you start to coast and you almost push it away. You stiff arm it. You're like, wait, no, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know how to receive it. I don't know how to handle it. And
yeah, to answer that, the question, the answer that thought is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I'm doing. I don't know if I'm stiff arming. I don't know if I'm not ready. I just don't know.
Well,
I just know that I'll get there. I know that I'll get there for sure.
What we do know is that what you say correlates with how you're acting, which is you start doing really well in one area and then you kind of stop. Like even you were making tons of YouTube videos, your channel grew like crazy. And then even then you started to coast. Now you're getting back into it, which is awesome. But if you kept going, I bet you it would have grew and grew and grew. But then you kind of coasted and you're like, let me go on to a new project. And that's your constant routine, is that you do really well. And then you're like, okay, next. And like you even said that as when you were younger, like you do really well and you just kind of whatever. And you want something else to prove yourself in, or you want something else to kind of have to race to get to, like race somebody in order to beat them out, like you said. So if you pay attention to the things that you're saying, it does correlate with how your business is going. It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
I agree. But on a logical level, it's what I said about the levels. It's not about not knowing stuff. So there's two sides to it. There's the logical, and then there's the belief / spiritual side. So
well, what if you
on a logical level, I understand. Pardon?
What if you attacked what you do know? Because you know so much. You know more than me. You know more than a lot of people I know. You could probably build 8 companies.
I could build any business, literally build any business.
That's what I'm saying. So how can you right now attack something given what you do know right now? Can you go all
So
in on YouTube and start making a lot of money on YouTube? If you posted a video 3-4 times a week and just did that, I bet you can become really huge on YouTube and make passive income just from YouTube.
I also agree. So it's part of what I said in that thing that I wrote. It's I have so much skills and everyone wants me on their team or something.
Mhm.
And every time, yeah, and I just get like keep pulled into projects that
But you let those
I
people pull you into projects.
because I also see the potential because I could grow anything, right?
But
Because I
how
grow,
come you don't see the potential in you growing your own business?
I definitely do, but I'm using money as an excuse to why I can't. All right, so this is I'm in constant survival mode, basically. I'm in constant survival mode because I'm in constant survival mode with what I'm building. It makes me divert my attention to other stuff. So like it's probably why when I make a lot of money, I come back to this because now I don't feel like I'm in survival mode. And now I feel like I have the stability to focus and push Artlet, right? But because I'm in constant survival mode, um, I'm constantly getting pulled into other projects. But if I had someone who just like, yo, here is 6 months of rent, you don't have to worry about rent. All I want you to do is focus fully on Artlet, then yeah, I can 100% do it. But because I always have something else pulling, which is the money, I need to make money. Right. It doesn't allow me to put all my energy into building the project. It's that's the first step like every entrepreneur needs to do. Um, they need to get out that they need to take care of the fun, the like basic necessities, which is home, living, food. And once they take care of that, then they can focus on building something powerful. But until they can take their attention off their survival, they're not able to put their full energy into building something, which is exactly what's happening with me.
Right. Well, you also, another first step of an entrepreneur is you have to get out of your own way. And focusing on one thing, like I said, if you went all in on YouTube, you'd probably make income just from YouTube. If you did 3 to 4 videos a week, then you book those free discovery calls. Then out of all the 2,000 people and the 25,000 people who watch your videos, you'll get some people to convert into clients. Then you'll start getting income. Then you'll start incorporating that business into Artlet. And you can see how it'll flow. But you start here and you want to jump all the way to Artlet, whereas Artlet is going to be a growth and a flower that blooms from planting the seed, growing the stem, and all of these things, and watering the garden. But like you said,
I agree
area.
completely with what you just said. Just made so much sense. I do know that it's just gonna, in the beginning, it normally takes energy.
Yeah.
So I'd have to put a lot of energy into YouTube in the beginning, which I do see based on what you just said, or the framework or the guideline that you just laid out for me. Like, example, someone telling me what to do, right? Based on that, it definitely gave some clarity on what I actually should be poking my attention on, which is funny because I already have it written down on my board, which I see every day. The things I should focus on is YouTube, content, and sales, selling my products. That's all I should be focused on. Literally, that's all I should be focused on. So you just said it again, which brought that up to my mind.
But this is all stuff that you've said that I've just repeated back to you. Like, I don't know your business. I'm not part of your team or anything like that. But this is all stuff you said to me. I just repeated it. But now listening to the words that you said, now you've gained clarity. But that's sometimes just what you need to hear is like your words bounce back to you and be like, oh shit.
Yeah. So
But it's focusing on the now and the baby steps, because you can make money right now.
I can make money so many ways right
I
now.
know.
Just
But how is it going to flow into the next, knowing that that's the dream. But we got to drive the car there first. So how are you going to drive the car to get there? And you might
content,
have to take
organic.
pit stops. Yeah. You might have to do
But the
some
thing is,
organic.
I already know that it's content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might just have to, and you getting that new space in WeWork, whatever time, if you need to take an hour to release, that is not wasted time. We can't see that as wasted time anymore. If you need to journal for an hour, if you need to go out for a walk and think about some things, if you need to call a friend and get some stuff off your chest, those are all things that are very productive. And we forget that because we're not taking physical action in our business. We forget about all the mental action and how important it is. But sometimes you're not procrastinating. You just need that time to take a minute. So enjoy that minute, enjoy that hour, journal, clear the space, because if you don't have space in here, we're not going to make action and create space out there.
Yeah. See, when you talk to me in logic, that makes me, it fires me up when you talk to me in logic.
Okay.
Like all the emotional stuff, it works too, for sure, to help me understand who I am better. But when you talk to me in logic, that's when I'm like, yo, you're right. I know what I need to do.
Okay. Well,
So
good.
that roadmap that you just set out just reinstated what I have on the board already. And now I just got to figure out how to do it. Like it's obviously 3 to 4 videos a week is possible.
Yeah.
I just need to, that's a lot of editing, but if I do it this way, it's not as much editing as I would have thought.
But you've got
Because
a good
now I'm
amount of
not
time.
putting graphics on the screen. I'm not doing a lot of stuff. I'm just commenting. So it's a lot more possible to do.
You've got a good amount of time. You've got your baseline, you've got your audience, and now you can start in the beginning of your video saying like,
I just
listen,
do my laptop too. You know, I have the mic that I can just plug it right into my laptop.
there you go.
So that works too.
So tell me now what you're going to do. And I also want to know how you're going to remain consistent, because we don't want to fall back into that cycle where we're posting 3-4 videos. Now we're getting thousands and thousands of followers. We're starting to get calls, and then we want to fall off and coast again.
Because that's exactly what happened. I was making the first month of offering a service on YouTube, I was made 1,500 or 1,200, and then I coasted.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened. Now that I think about it, you see, I progress. Yeah, so it's a combination of a lot of things, but it all goes down back into a cycle. There's a cycle that I need to break, which that's what we got to figure out.
We're picking it apart little by little.
Yeah, so that makes so much sense. See, but the thing is, I know I'm doing it. I know I'm doing it.
But it's
like in the
why are
moment.
you doing it is the question.
That is the question, and I think we both know the answer to that.
Do you want to say it out loud?
But that's why you have people around you who tell you what you need to do, which is why I'm so big on going like that's why it's so important to have a mastermind or a support system or a mentor, because they can see when you're like I can identify the cycle that you're in. They can see what's happening. Like if although I'm aware of it, I don't have anyone telling me, yo, this is what you're doing right now. You should get back on the road.
Right. Reflecting, because people aren't going to tell you what to do. Like, this is your business. This is your baby. This needs to all come from inside of you. But you want people around you that listen to you and reflect and can just remind you of what you're saying and what you're doing. And then you're like, oh shit, it all comes from you. It's all you. But starting to see people as a mirror and starting to see people as a reflection and asking questions. Hey, what do you see? Ryan Serhant said that. He's like, hey, what do you see? He like wrote it in his book. He's like, what do you see when you like meet me? And his friend goes, well, I see a guy, he kind of like, you know, he slumps over a lot and he didn't even realize he slumps over and he like changed his life or whatever. But it's like just somebody who can tell you like, hey, this is what you do, but you're the one who says it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
you knew it. But tell me why it is that you are in that pattern.
It's probably, I think it comes back to not knowing who I am. Because I mentioned in the past that I'm afraid of my full potential
Yes.
because I don't know who I'm going to become
Yep.
if I was to achieve everything I ever wanted to achieve. Like, am I actually a good person? So I think it goes back to that. It's I achieve a lot of success, and maybe I stop showing, maybe like I close off because I don't want people to see the other side of me. Like, I achieve success and then I shut off. Then I'm like, yo, I have nothing to prove, rather than this is who I am. So that could be it too. Who knows? Again, I don't know.
Well, that goes along with our last session because you said if you were to show people the real you and everything that's inside of you, you don't really know what would happen. You don't really know what would happen if you unleashed all your energy and everything that's inside of you.
I agree.
It almost sounds like you don't trust yourself.
Maybe.
But that's part of getting to know yourself, because once you get to know yourself, you come back on your team and you say, I know I'm not going to act ridiculously. I know I have no bad intentions, but I do have anger I need to heal inside. I do have pain I need to heal inside. And that's what's trapped inside causing this confusion because I don't know how it'll come out. But at the end of the day, I think that you know that you are a good person with a good heart, but there are emotions inside of your body that do need to be released and you're not sure how they'll come out. And with a lot of people, you see it. Like when people get too drunk, they act like fucking idiots, right? Because they've got all this stuff out and the alcohol brings their walls down and they act ridiculous. And that's where that fear can come from, because people do act so poorly at times when they don't handle their emotions inside.
Yeah.
But you're doing that. Everybody acts
I get very brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you like that side of you when your walls get let down?
Love it.
So what if you were like that and you let your guard down without getting drunk?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's the inner child. That's what, like, that's the same feeling I get when I cold shower. No.
Yeah.
All that.
I feel like you're on your way.
I already know that I'll get there. It's just again, I'm just not ready.
So give me your roadmap again. I want to hear it.
Content is the name of the game. I need to.
It's free, right? It's free. It only takes energy and time.
Yeah, it's energy and time. It's just frustrating sometimes because you can put in a lot of energy and you did get nothing in return in the beginning. But obviously over time that will change. Yeah. But it's a commitment. It's discipline. So content, I need to do more YouTube videos. See, the thing is, I already know all of this.
But I want to hear you say it.
Yeah, so I got to do all my YouTube videos.
How many a week?
At least 2 a week.
The goal being how much? Max 2 to 4 a week, you're saying?
Max, I think I could do 3 because I got to do a lot of editing. And
okay, then we'll be realistic. 2 to 3 videos per week.
Yeah, YouTube will consume my entire week.
And let's not forget, you've got more than 2,000 subscribers. That's a big audience. That's almost a large
500 right now.
That's a large organic audience. Very large.
And then I know ads too.
It
So
grows
once I
288 per month.
300 now.
I'm just reminding you of the baseline that you have
Yeah.
and the potential that's there when you fully focus and execute on the first step and then move on to the next. But all right, YouTube videos, two to
Okay.
three per
So
week.
then I need you to keep me focused, Lauren. Like Adrian, YouTube, YouTube.
Yeah.
Every week when we meet up, we could definitely like talk about it for sure.
Okay. So YouTube videos, 2 to 3 per week.
2 to 3 per week, YouTube. And in each video, I do a call to action and get people to talk to me and switch my mindset from trying to sell them to trying to mentor them.
Yes.
And not like in that case, I feel like a lot more comfortable, um, doing these calls.
Yeah.
And
Just
yeah, that
recognizing that you've made it real far, though. Like you are an inspiration to these kids in the hood. Like you really were. So, are you going to share a little bit more about your story in your videos a little bit?
if the topic deems so, yes.
Okay.
If I could relate to the topic, then yes.
All right.
And then I mean my funnel is already built, like all that's already built and automated. So um I do want to do more email follow-ups. Not follow-ups, but more
Outreach.
no email marketing. I need to do more of that.
Okay. So that kind of goes hand in hand, right? Like you can do an email marketing and put your YouTube video in the email and you can type up kind of what your theme was of the week. So that goes hand in hand because we don't want to overwhelm ourselves because then we'll fall on our face.
Yeah, of course.
This is a good weekly goal. Just this week in your new office, taking the breaks when you need to take breaks, not calling it procrastinating anymore, calling it mental work, calling it inner work.
See, now this leaves no room for crypto.
Do you need to focus on crypto this week?
I need to learn it. Um, I definitely need to learn it.
Incorporate it.
Because that's so part of the YouTube strategy is to start doing YouTubes on crypto and NFTs for musicians. So I can incorporate that into my YouTube videos.
If
So
it falls in line, then why not? Go ahead.
Yeah. So that I could do.
Okay. I mean, you wake up at 5 a.m. You've got lots of time. Studying crypto.
Well, more studying NFT, not crypto, but NFTs.
I think that's a pretty good goal for the week. 2 to 3 videos for the week. Putting in each video a call to action and being passionate about mentoring these people and being really knowing that you'd be a good mentor.
But now it comes down to where does the money come in? Because that I'm still in survival mode. So until I'm out of survival mode, it's going to be hard to just focus on that alone.
So your call to action would be a free call, right? And this is just getting to know your audience. The focus would be on mentoring. However, you're still going to practice on pitching. It's not a waste of time. Everything is practice. You pull the lesson out of every single situation. That's worth more money than anything. So at the end of every call, you pitch your consultation because I've got at least 10 clients who are like, when I get my license in a couple of weeks, I'm going to work with you. Whether some of them do or not, I might get half of that. That's still clients. So when you tell them like, hey, when you've got the money, it's this amount for the package and it's going to expedite your process, whatever else. Like start working on your pitch and how you can create that need factor. You need me. I've done what you want to do.
All right. I know what I need to do.
See how it goes.
Yep. I know what I need.
Enjoy the process. I'm excited.
I mean, again, this is all stuff that I already knew that I need to do anyways, but to have someone who keeps me accountable and keeps me focused on the short term rather than the long term, because I'm very focused on long term. So to have someone to keep me focused on the next step is very helpful.